MVP odds, according to the Fox Bet Sportsbook. So, Rick, Giannis is MVP right now? And that is a question, not a statement.
Yes. In my book,
You said yes?
he is.
Oh.
And yes, I am saying that, yes, Giannis Antetokounmpo is, first of all, he's the reigning MVP.
Ooh.
And if I look at his game and what he's doing, I have yet to see somebody who has exceeded what he is doing now and or dethroned him as the reigning MVP, because he's a better player in a multitude of ways. Now, obviously, the number one competition is Nikola Jokic. And let me get a full screen here just so we can compare some numbers. If we're just going to go statistics, let me throw some numbers out there that at the very least, Giannis should be in this conversation. And he's not. And why isn't he? Because he's won it the last 2 years. And the media has been disappointed, maybe even betrayed, that they voted for him the last 2 years. I don't have that problem because he wasn't at the top of my ballot the last 2 years, because I've been waiting to see this Giannis Antetokounmpo getting to the free throw line, knocking down mid-range, being unafraid to knock down mid-range, answering Kevin Durant dagger threes with dagger threes of his own. He's done it at both ends of the court, as the statistics showed you. He also does it at both ends of the court at a higher level than Nikola Jokic does. So when I look at this, the only reason that Giannis isn't being favored or isn't being talked about as being neck and neck with Jokic for this award is because he won it the last 2 years. And I'm sorry, but that's not reason. We're supposed to look at this award within this season, not what's happened in the past, not what's potentially going to happen in the future, but what's happening right now. And I look at the game that Giannis Antetokounmpo is playing for the Milwaukee Bucks, and he is finally delivering as that clutch scorer, playmaker, aside from all his defense and everything else that he does. That's what I wanted to see. I'm seeing it, and I feel like I need to reward him for it.
Great deflector has struck. Come on, great qualifier. Y'all team, come on now.
Ric Bucher, I know now why they call you Slick Rick on this show.
Rick.
My goodness, how you doctored the numbers.
Doctored.
I mean, you didn't put assist on there, did you?
Nope.
Because Nikola Jokic is averaging 8.5 assists a game, which is second all-time to Wilt Chamberlain for centers. All right, Wilt averaged 8.6 one year, Jokic averaging 8.5. You didn't put three-point field goal percentage on there.
That is correct.
Where Jokic is shooting 41%, Giannis 31%.
Yeah.
You didn't put PER on there, where Jokic is leading the league in PER, and one of the only a handful of guys. No, hey, only a handful of guys have had a 31 PER in history. And Jokic is now one of them. So he's got Giannis beat and all those things. So I have a criteria. One of my criteria is individual numbers. So I'll give you I'll give you that it's a wash in the traditional numbers. Jokic has him slightly in PER 31-29. Then I look at win-loss record. Hold up. Then I look at defense is in there, and no doubt Giannis is a better defender. But win-loss record. Denver actually has a better record than Milwaukee. Milwaukee's record is down from last year. Giannis is down in points,
by how many
rebounds,
games?
and PER from last year. And they have a worse record. So Jokic is playing a tougher schedule in the Western Conference, and his team has a better record. Oh, my third criteria, supporting cast. Hold on. Giannis Antetokounmpo has 2 All-Stars in their prime. Chris Middleton and Drew Holiday on his team. Nikola Jokic has no All-Stars in his prime. His second best player, Jamal Murray, got hurt. They're 12-5 without Murray, have won 9 of their last 11. Now his second best player is Michael Porter Jr., a 22-year-old youngster who, all he does is shoot, and they're still rolling in the West. Rick, you've watched Denver play recently. Look at who's on the court. Campoza, or Campazza, however you say his name, and Michael Porter Jr. and P.J. Dozier. I mean, He is winning with a bunch of no names. So for all of those reasons, and he's played every game, Rick, which you know is important because we got to stop letting. I know Giannis has been hurt, so I'm not jumping on him, but we have to return the relevance to the regular season. And Jokic playing every single game in this age of load management, I like it. It's Nikola Jokic, Rick. And I think I convinced you. I bet you your ballot will have Jokic on it now.
All I'll say, guys.
Not yet, brother, not yet.
Listen, friends, listen. You guys made this a two-horse race. The Kentucky Derby just went by. I like how you guys are paying attention to the horses that had the numbers that were picked to win, but you guys failed to mention the horse that's going to win, and Joel Embiid. It's interesting you say that Nikola Jokic has a veteran record. They're ranked fourth. They're ranked fourth in their division. Last I checked, that doesn't check off a box to get the MVP award. Number one does. You know what Joel Embiid and his 76ers are? Number one. It's interesting. We talk about Giannis.
The 76ers.
The 76ers are. Yeah, the 76ers. And Joel Embiid.
Joel Embiid.
And Joel Embiid.
Can't get credit for that whole record.
Joel Embiid is third in scoring, which is higher than Giannis.
Would you vote? Would you vote an NFL player MVP if he played 9 or 10 games?
I would vote him MVP if the boxes are checked off. This is one of those win addition by subtraction type of years, type of seasons. I'm not going to give a third MVP award in a year where it's a toss-up year to get the MVP award. I'm going to give it to somebody that I feel would be deserving of it because, well, quite frankly, if you think about it, when has it happened? Larry Bird, Wilt Chamberlain, and Bill Russell. Those are the only ones that ever get 3 MVP awards. I don't see that happening for Giannis on a different scale. So he would have to be that much better. He can't be questionable, not number one in this, not number 1 or 2 or 3 in this, not tops in this. Whatever the categories may be, there are not enough boxes checked off for him. And when I look at Nikola Jokic, I say to myself, do I put him ahead of Joel Embiid, even with missing the stretches of games that he did? I don't find myself doing that with what Joel Embiid's numbers look like and what he's checking off, most notably being number 1 rated in the East. I just don't see it. Anyway, I'm not even giving y'all a response time to this one because you know what? I got it right. Y'all got it wrong. Speaking of the NBA, make sure you enter today's